How is it going, fellow collectors? Klutzy Joe coming at you with a big time review, and that is the NECA Ultimate Edition King Kong action figure. Now, before I get to hear any heat on the comments, I am using the Ultimate Edition term very, very loosely. The reason why is that I'm actually using that term is because for the most part, that's what NECA has actually been calling all the figures that actually come in these boxes. Now, I'm gonna be giving you guys a full disclaimer. I did not purchase this figure. It was actually given to me as a gift by my little brother. He kind of surprised me. I did not expect this figure, and I can't thank him enough because he knows how much is it that I love Godzilla. Anyways, I mean, ooh, King Kong. I'm sorry, you guys. Anyways, I'm a huge fan of King Kong. I have loved him basically since I was a little kid, and just seeing that NECA was actually going to do something like this really got me all happy. You know, I do end up having another King Kong in my collection, but I will get back to that one, and I will let you know. First off, let's look at the box. Very cool little bold letters right here with the little glowing yellow outline, and aside from that, you're getting the Kong portrait right here. Very nice little frame that they end up having, like the whole little fading in. You get to see some jungle on the back of King Kong, so that's actually pretty cool. Right here, you end up getting to see a more modern look of Kong. Right here, you get to see all the promotional pictures that they ended up having for this guy. You know, and right here, you get to see his primary head. And right here at the top, you end up seeing the name Kong again with a little jungle background, and right here, legal jargon that nobody really cares about. Right here, you get to open it, and it does end up having a nice, beautiful little window box packaging. As you get to see, the figure's already out. I'm gonna front with you guys. As soon as it came into the house, yeah, it was go time. He was out. And also this picture, which NECA, what up? All right, this is the picture that you guys actually took of this King Kong, but it wasn't this dark, okay? You guys actually had it a lot more lighter. I actually did the shading, and I also called you guys out on it. So, credit? No credit? No credit? No credit. Anyways, so aside from that, let's put the King Kong box in the back, and let's look at... Ooh! Here is King Kong in all his kingly glory. And I gotta tell you guys, I do end up loving how is it that he came out. You know what? Let's just end up having a quick close look into seeing this guy, because I do end up loving this. The detail that came out on this guy is actually pretty awesome. I do end up loving the little brown from the hair here and there. You know, for the most part, it does end up looking like the hair is supposed to be brown, but it looks more like a wash. So, NECA, I don't know why you guys do that, but it's okay. I really don't care. It looks real cool. You also get to see that there's some scratches right here on the chest. There's 2 scratches right here on the... Oh no, 4 scratches right here at the left chest plate, and right here you're doing to get to see 1, 2 on the right. Obviously, I mean, I'm saying left and right because, you know, this is how we end up seeing it. We perceive this one being our left and this one our right. So sue me. You also get to see that there's some blood splatter right here. That's actually pretty cool. I do end up loving how is that he looks, and his head ends up looking real nice. Now, let's look at the head real quick. You do get to see that there is just so much detail that went on this one. Now, this head is actually, in comparison to the 1933 King Kong that was actually released, with a couple of little extras. Now, as you got to see right here, the head, it does end up looking exactly like this, with a couple of little nuances, and that is that this one does end up having some scars right here at the upper left. You know what? I'm just gonna call it like this: the upper right lip. You know, because I don't want to get any heat from you guys. So this is the upper right lip right here. You get to see that there's some like 3 scars. So that's actually pretty cool. The top right corner of the right eye socket is actually cut up as well, and you also get to see that there is some some scar right here at the lower left cheek of Kong, so that's actually pretty cool. Not only that, but you also get to see that on the inside there is some very nice detailing. Now I do end up liking the shape of the mouth, because this is exactly how is that Kong ended up looking in that old movie. And when you see his teeth, it does end up looking pretty nice. You do get to see that there are some molars in there, and all his teeth are actually pretty yellowish, yellow bone yellow. So that's actually pretty cool. You get to see the roof. That thing has actually been painted the same color as the gum line, and that's actually real nice. You also get to see that there's a different color right here on the inner sides of his mouth. You do get to see that his tongue is also a darker pink color, and his everything about this figure is actually pretty cool. You even get to see like very cool little wash right here. Very nice. I do end up loving this. Alright, now this is not the only hit that he came with. Might as well get on over to the accessories. This is the alternate hit that he came with, and I do end up loving this hit a little bit more. Probably because of the recent Kong Skull movie here. There we are. Alright. And you get to see that he has a major gash right here at the top right corner of his lip. And right here, you don't get to see any scar right here. You don't see any scars right here at the right eye socket, but you do get to see that there are some scars right here closer to the left eye socket. Ends up having two right there, so that's actually pretty cool. The detailing on this one, though, I mean, you get to see the molars right there a little bit better. His tongue is a little bit more of a purplish tone. The inner side of the mouth is actually a little bit of a more purple. It's pink with a purple wash, so that's actually pretty cool. The same thing goes with the top of the top roof of the mouth, so that's actually real nice. I do end up loving this. Now I know that this pink is actually looking real crazy, and I know that a lot of people are actually going to trip out about that, but trust me, once you see it in person and you end up having it at a certain angle, you will not be able to notice. Now, aside from all that stuff, let's just look at the articulation. For articulation, folks, let's just see. For articulation, you do get to see that his head does end up going from side to side, which is actually pretty cool. He's able to look up about that much, so that's actually real nice. He can't really look down because his mouth is actually opened up, and yeah, I don't see it possible. But he does end up having his arms actually able to open up about that much, and he does end up having double jointed elbows, and that is very important. There's rotation right here at the upper bicep, and there's rotation at the elbow. And the reason why is that I say that it's very important is because now we have a Kong that is actually able to beat his chest, which is actually pretty cool. We have not had that here in with a US company before. So that's actually real nice. You got to see me pull out the hand real quick. I'm actually switching it real nice. Alright, so yeah, you get to see that there's a hinge right here at the hand, and it doesn't end up spinning fully. I wish it would have been ball jointed, but either way, I'm not really going to complain about that. He does end up having a ball jointed upper torso, so that's actually pretty cool. He does end up doing a pretty cool Van Damme. And yes, I think that these are ratchet joints, so oh, that sounds so satisfactory. He's able to kick forward about that much. He's able to kick back about that much. The diaper actually came loose the moment when I started doing the back kicks on this Kong. So yeah, if you're thinking about doing a super kick, just bear in mind that that's what's the one thing that's actually gonna happen. He does end up having double jointed knees, so that's actually pretty cool. And there's rotation at the upper part and lower part of the knee, so that's actually pretty cool, as you get to see. Like that. And there's beautiful ankle pivot, yeah. So do end up loving that. So for accessories, I'm pretty sure that you've already noticed that he basically has these fisted hands. You got to see that he ends up having the derpy 1933 head, and you also get to see a more modern Kong Skull Island style head. So that's actually pretty cool. And he does end up having these open palms. Now these open palms are actually pretty cool. They also end up having a brown wash on over to them on the inside of the palm as well. This is a gripe that I do end up having, and that is that I think that the nails were supposed to be painted, but they did not paint it on this hand. So what gives, NECA? What gives? On this one, it does end up having more like a brown painted on, and yeah, so that's pretty much about it. All right, for accessories, I'm kind of let down. Honestly, I'm kind of let down when it comes down to accessories, because I really wanted a very, very, very pivotal character in the there I go again, God, in the King Kong mythos, and that is Daryl. Okay, and Daryl actually came. This and Daryl actually came with the Neca King Kong. And during the loving house that Kong ends up having a specific hand to hold on to her. And also you get to see that this guy ends up having these little chains. But I'm going to do a comparison on over with this guy and this one in the next video. Anyways, let's do some size comparisons, and you will get to see that for size comparisons we end up having Godzilla Tokyo SOS Godzilla and the Godzilla vs. Biollante Godzilla. Now, both of these have just been recently released with some alternative versions out of these figures, but they more or less end up having the same height. And yeah, these two end up standing about the same height to each other, but when standing up against King Kong, they are dwarfed, folks. I mean, this guy is just tall, incredibly tall. Now, we also end up having the 1962 King Kong vs. Godzilla figure and the Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla figure. Now, this one was actually the first release, and you get to see that they still don't compare to Kong's enormous stature. So, a little bit of FYI for all of you that might have actually thought that this Kong would actually look pretty good with the King Kong vs. Godzilla figure. Yeah, keep looking, because I mean, there's just no way that you could compare size-wise, you know. But anyways, aside from that, we also end up having the vinyl Bandai 1954 Godzilla. Now, the reason why is that I'm showing this guy is because, for one, I wanted to show off the custom work that I did on him, and second, because I don't end up having the NECA release, which sucks. I've been looking for it, but either way, it doesn't necessarily matter. As for the custom work, I mean, just made him a little bit more darker, black eyes and everything. You know, they're kind of glossy and all that stuff. So real cool when you want to photograph it and just making it look all menacing and everything. You know, but still can't compare at all. You know, there's just no way that you can compare him with this Kong. So, final thoughts. Final thoughts on this Kong figure. It is a mixed bag, honestly. I do end up loving everything that came with this Kong. I do end up loving the articulation. I do end up loving the heads. But the big turn down for me is that there was no Daryl figure that came with this guy. And I do think that that is one of the most pivotal accessories that need to be put on over to this guy. It is a very cornerstone as to who King Kong is. But if you're willing to actually look at that and take that away and actually just look at this one as a MonsterVerse Kong, like I end up looking at it right here, you know what? It looks cool. It looks fine. As a matter of fact, it fits perfectly with this Millennium Godzilla, which is actually the largest Godzilla that I do end up having. I did say that he does end up doing the same thing. I mean, ends up having the same size as the Heisei Goji. It just ends up pairing off a lot more better with the Millennium Goji. That's not to say that it doesn't look good with the Heisei, because as you get to see, it looks pretty cool. I do end up loving that the big old thighs actually do end up kind of going in, and yeah, this looks actually, you know what? I am going to retract my statement. It looks awesome just like this as well. And even more so because this one ends up coming with a flame effect, so that's actually pretty cool. But all in all, I will say that For an American released Kong, this thing is just amazing, okay? And I do mean for an American released Kong. There was only one other Kong that I do know that was actually released here in the US, and that was the Neca King Kong, which again, I'm going to compare with this one on a separate video. But I will tell you guys that this is an amazing figure, and I do end up recommending you guys to actually pick him up. If you can, please, I do urge you guys to end up looking for him at Target, Walmart, and any place where there is NECA figures carried. If you can't pick him up right there, I also recommend you picking him up at Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. I am not so sure if what was the name of Megalopolis or Mega City is actually going to end up carrying this one. But do end up picking him up. I know that he's going to be available on a lot of hobby shops. Do not go on over to eBay and pay $50 for no figure that is actually worth $24.99, okay? Please, I urge you guys, look for him elsewhere before you actually go right there, because the aftermarket is very cruel. Anyways, this has been Klutzy Joe. Hope you guys ended up liking this review. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment. I will respond. And if by any chance you ended up disliking this video, go ahead and put a thumbs down. You earned it. Also, if you end up having a chance, please do end up checking out my brother's channel. My homeboy's channel is D Showtime ASMR, and I hope that you guys ended up liking it. D Showtime 1989 or D Showtime ASMR. I'm not necessarily sure. I think that he's actually changed his name, so I will end up leaving you a link at the very bottom. This has been Klutzy Joe. Peace.